I got some projects going on. Check this out. Let me walk you into the side yard. Remember this board? This board was an Alva board, red, had a Chihuahua on it, and I had painted it with orange and white stripes. So I sanded it back down because I really like the board. It has a 16-inch wheelbase, and it's 9 inches wide. It's shaped, the model shaped after the Grosso shape, the 925 shovel. Look at that. A little bug landed on it. Let's not have any of that, guys. It had rails at the time. So, man, I'm just repurposing this. I do like the 16-inch wheelbase, and I did like this board a lot. I was kick flipping this board. I like it a lot. So I sanded it down smoother because it had a really shrewd sand job, and the paint I put on before was very difficult to get off. It took me kind of a lot of work sanding it. So I'm going to do a custom paint job on this. I think I'm going to throw on In-N-Out Burger logo. I'm going to throw a YouTube logo on, and I'm probably going to write Prodigal Son with my web address on there. There's always people at the skate park asking me where they can find me on YouTube. I feel like if they can see it, or they could use their cell phone, snap a picture of this board, they can remember it easier. So, oh, there's also one other thing down. Oh, where is it? Missing, but it's blue. Let's go see. Right here. So those were my standard silver aces, and I'm gonna try painting these base plates, and it looks so good. I think I'm gonna do the trucks. I also have some clear coat I'm gonna put over the top. I'm not a painter. I don't know the first thing really about it. I scuffed it up a little bit with some sandpaper, and that's one coat. I'm probably gonna put 2 coats of paint on, and I'm gonna do it thin. I'm gonna try to avoid that heavy painting that ends up running. I got a little bit of that on the side here, so I'm gonna hit that with some sandpaper before I do the second coat. And let's see how it holds up. I'm gonna put some clear coat on it. If it works out well, maybe some of you guys will want to try it. I was looking at Ace trucks, the new colored ones they're putting up on Instagram. They honestly look like paint to me, so I'm not gonna buy those. The red Indies I got, those are anodized. Now anodized is cool. I know you can anodize at your house too with acid and batteries or something like that. I'm not really that gung-ho on that, so I'd rather just buy it if it's anodized, but I'm not gonna go buy another set of trucks just for paint. Might as well do it myself, right? Gonna be a real pain in the butt if I ever wanna not have them painted. So we'll try it on one set first and see how it goes. So I've been digging that 10-inch board with those 63 millimeter wheels, the Black Rains, and helping out a buddy dealing with wheel bite. I brought it into my universe, man, and I started just spanking myself, you know, like some serious hard knockout blows, man. Front side crashes that were phenomenal. And I put on some thicker risers. I took off some 1/8 risers and added some quarter risers. I grinded some wheel wells into the board, and you know, I'm gonna try that out and see how that goes on that 10-inch board. I love the way the 10-inch board and the 215s feel. Under my feet, it feels great. It also feels very forgiving. There's a lot of board there if your feet slide off or whatever, and that's happened a lot, and the board has saved me. So I feel like it's a safe setup. I feel like it's a good setup for like a newbie, and it's probably the best in my opinion. If I was going to start over again, I will probably go straight to that board with the 215s and like some 95s or 97s, like a softer wheel, and I will get started that way. You know, we always think we need to jump in and see what the pros are riding and do that. Nah, I wouldn't do that again. You know, I could have avoided some of the huge falls I had on SPF wheels before I knew how to balance my weight above my bolts, you know. So I'm feeling now like it's a little too much truck to work with on the coping. And as I'm grinding more and more and getting better, I'm getting a little more comfortable taking my grinds, you know, corner to corner, like so, locking in on the side. And I feel like, you know, dealing with an inch less space between the wheels, shortening this up, helps me pinpoint it better. Well, my neighbor started to mow his lawn, so you know what, let me get you some painting and I'll get back to you. All right, let's check on it. Let's check on it, guys. So, what I did was, took it all apart, I lightly sanded it, sort of hold everything up. Look at my fingers. And I have latex gloves, I just didn't put them on. That's just my style. You shoot the paint flat, right, like horizontal, and held up by the kingpin, or not by the kingpin, but the axle. Shoot the trucks. I shot the trucks laying down on that brick. Oops, look at that, dude. Stick it right on the end of the alloy there. I'm gonna sand the paint back off those axles before I mount the wheels back on. I should have taped everything. I just never do stuff like that. Right there, it looks like there might be a little paint that's bubbling up. Like maybe it started to run. And right here, those little white bubbles, I think that's for maybe not sanding it enough. So once that dries up a little bit better, I'm gonna hit that with sandpaper again. And I probably got enough paint to go over it one more time. After that, I'm gonna go over with a glossy clear coat paint, and I'm probably gonna do another coat of, another 2 coats of a clear coat over the top of it. It looks pretty cool. It's sort of like a glittery paint. I don't know what it's gonna look like on the camera, but it's really kind of neat. Hopefully it works, hopefully it'll last a while. So I'm putting it on this board. I got 1/8 risers, man. I feel like I need to be moving everything to 1/4. I hate the way 1/4 feels though. Funny thing is I notice a 1/4 riser on a 925 board. When I'm riding that 10-inch board with the 10-inch trucks and the 63 wheels, I don't notice the 1/4 riser. Like, it doesn't feel weird at all. But as soon as I downsize it, all of a sudden I notice it, so it's kind of trippy. Here's our deck that we just painted on the white ramp. It's dry, and what I did was I went to Lowe's and I bought some shelf paper. It's like contact paper, right, for shelves. And what I'm gonna do is when it fully dries, I'm gonna stick a layer of that on top. Then I'm gonna use like a razor blade knife. And I'm probably gonna model this board after an in-and-out cup. And I have one. Of course I have an in-and-out cup, right? So what I was thinking of doing was, at the very top of the board, doing the 2 top red lines that are at the top of the cup, and then right above the front truck holes, I'm gonna do that segmented line with the palm trees. So the whole nose of the board's gonna look like the top 2 lines of the cup. And then at the bottom, I'm probably gonna do that red line with the In-N-Out logo. Or I might do that above the back trucks. Put this logo right here. And then I was gonna put the YouTube logo down at the bottom. And then somewhere in the middle, I wanted to put some Prodigal Son lettering. And you know, put our YouTube web address down the rails. I probably will be putting some rails on this, right out on the edge of that, try to hide that on the board. I could have filled that with some wood filler. I should have. I was at Lowe's. Didn't even cross my mind then. And maybe I'll just mount some rails on it, not over the holes, and just not worry about it and not really care. It is a skateboard. However, sometimes we take that stuff a little too serious, don't we? Especially us older guys. Kids don't give a crap what they ride. We're the ones that want to be color-coded. We're the ones out there with the fancy socks, man. Glittery. Some glittery paint. Like it. The blue dried really quick. The clear coat, not so fast. So I had to clean all the paint when it was kind of tacky off the ends of the axles. And yeah, not even a thin layer of paint will allow those bearings to slide over. And you don't want to be restricting that flow at all. So kind of stoked right now about how it looks. Hopefully it'll hold up. If it starts chipping up right away looking bad, then I'll regret doing it. But Who we got here? This guy's always with me. Always. What's up, Killian?
So,
Rumor around town is you might start a YouTube channel now that you've got 50-50 grinds at the bowl. Is that true?
yeah.
How was doing those grinds? Was it scary?
Yeah, at first.
A little bit, huh? But you know what? You just pushed it, right? You just pushed right through, right? You have the skill. You knew you could do it. What was the worst case scenario? What was the worst thing that could happen to you? You'd fall, right? You'd step off, you'd run off, you'd go slide on your knees, right? Yeah, pretty much?
Yeah, pretty much.
It's the worst thing, right? But how did it feel after you did it? Did it feel good?
Yeah.
You did it a couple times.
I felt like I was like a pro skater.
You felt like a pro skater?
Yeah.
Yeah, you got a long ways to go, but that's the start, dude. 50-50 double truck grinds, it's pretty sick. I think there's a lot of older dudes out there that probably skateboarded when they're kids that are probably trying to work on that trick right now, and they might be afraid to do it. Do you have any advice?
Yeah.
You have no advice at all?
No.
But what if somebody really needs some advice?
Just go fast.
What kind of tip? What was that?
Just go fast.
Going.
Speed is your friend on that trick.
Speed is your friend, huh? Yeah. That's the hard part for somebody learning sometimes, is to realize that going faster actually keeps you safer because they're afraid they're going to crash. And sometimes that seems, it's counterintuitive. You know, you think you need to slow down to be safer, but it's not actually the truth. So anyway, what do you work on next? What trick do you want to get next?
A stand-up grind maybe?
Stand-up grinds, right? Like do that double trucker, but on the top of the coping.
Or right out and right in. That would be pretty cool.
Yeah. Yeah, right? Pop out and ride right back in. That would be pretty sick.
Or,
You could do that too, because you're close to doing that on the ramp.
Or stall.
Straight up stall. You've kind of done a stall here at the house. Not at the park. It's pretty big there. If you get it here at the house, you'll probably get it. What's on the end of your finger? Would you find acorns out here?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. We have a ton of oak trees out here, don't we? Look at this cracks between this concrete. You don't want to skate out here, do you?
No.
Yeah. They re-blacktopped our road. Check this out. This is about equivalent to 2 grit sandpaper. Yeah, that's a joke. It's probably way worse. But there's gravel everywhere. You don't dare ride a skateboard in this street. Right, buddy?
You can almost get it out.
Yeah, you can pick them right off. All right, let's see if we can bolt this thing together now. Look at that beauty right there. So these trucks, I painted the same color metallic blue as the skateboard. Sanded them, roughed them up, cleaned them up real well, put the paint on, couple coats of color, couple coats of clear. First day out, scratched the base plates up, the trucks, they were starting to chip. But look at it now. It's like a chrome finish. Look at this one. Look at that. You can see yourself in it. Look at that. Yo. It's sick right there. First time on a skateboard right there. That's how it happens.
Yeah.
You need better shoes for it though.
Yeah.
Those shoes don't give you enough ankle support.